Good morning, kids, and Merry Christmas to you all. Today we're checking out a brand new video from Outside Extra of 7 real things you had to do in video games to get the real, true ending. Let's hop in and see what we had to do.
Video games often feature multiple
Here we go.
endings. For example, the good ending, or the bad ending, or the it's been 48 hours so we have to return the game to Blockbuster ending. Ask your parents. Among the different ending types, none is so prized as the true ending, a term that refers to the conclusion the makers of the game consider to be the official end to the narrative. Normally, bagging a true ending simply requires finishing with a high completion rate, i.e. doing a lot of side missions or finding collectibles. But occasionally will require you to indulge in something so totally wild, it beggars belief that it's what the game requires to unlock the very best ending. Here's the weirdest you did to get the true ending. Beware massive spoilers for the following. Obviously.
Spoilers for the games! Lives of Pi, Batman Arkham Knight, Final Fantasy X2, Asura's Wrath, Nier Automata, Persona 5 Royal, and Bloodborne. Listen to entitled finals? Wow, is this another from some, yeah. Hold on, I was gonna say, is this another game, from Soft? Damn, I don't remember the damn name of the company. Moving on.
This way. Yet, while the getting's good.
Pinocchio famously wants to be a real boy, probably because he's never tried it. FYI, Pinocchio, as far as I recall, it's mostly being pushed over by bigger real boys. But this puppet's made his little wooden mind up. Trouble is, in brutal, moody Souls-like Lies of P, the famous Pinocchio begins the game as a mechanical killing machine doing his daddy Geppetto's bidding, with barely a trace of humanity in him.
Ooh,
the good news is that being a mechanical killing machine is exactly what you want to be in a game like Lies of P, where everything is trying to tear you apart. The bad news is that if you want to unlock Lies of P's true ending, which is the only one that ends happily for your good friend Sophia here, you must have achieved a high level of humanity before kicking off a key conversation near the end of the game.
Despite it all, I thank you.
One way you can become more human is by lying every chance you get, because I guess the makers of this game take a pretty dim view of humanity. There is, however, no in-game number that shows you how far you've progressed along the game's invisible humanity scale. You can only guess how well you're doing based on cryptic in-game events, like how tolerant this cat is of you, which is tough to judge because there aren't many humans that could do this to a cat and escape with their eyeballs unscratched.
Why are you gently shaking the cat?
The true ending will need to do other activities that nudge your humanity score up. And for some reason, one of those things is listening to collectible records from beginning to end.
Oh god.
As such, those aspiring to get the game's best ending must make the unusual choice of spending many of their limited minutes on Earth watching a puppet boy listening to long, mournful vinyls of sad jazz accordion.
Oh my god, that's gonna take forever. Especially with all of them being 3 to 4 minutes.
Simply finding these rare records throughout the world nets you no humanity at all, so anyone pursuing the true ending must take care to actually play each record at the hub world's gramophone, until each track reaches its somber conclusion some 3 or 4 minutes later.
Oh my god, that would be so much time. Oh.
And there are a lot of records out there, so expect to spend a really significant stretch of time admiring the back of Pinocchio's head and listening to ballads, all to get a cryptic on-screen message at the end that suggests the lad may have become a smidge more human.
You feel warmth.
You feel warmth? Maybe check you didn't wet yourself, Pinocchio. You have been stood there a very long time.
Are you okay?
Perfect. What little girl doesn't dream of being bait for her strapping dark knight?
We're leaving.
You might be, but I'm not.
Ah, both contestants are finally here. Tonight, folks, we've got riddles galore.
I like to think that I'm a tolerant, peaceful person. Although I do believe that every person who enjoys riddles should have a cryptic...
Also, how many riddle trophies were scattered throughout the city? Like, what, 379 of them or something?
Crossword puzzle book. Shove and then they should... and then and then push it in until it's completely smooth.
Okay, what?
What? Chances are, if you played Batman
like
Arkham
riddles.
Knight, you feel exactly the same way. And if you're one of the dedicated few who pursued the true ending of this open-world Batman game, you definitely feel like I do.
Greetings to my costumed contestants. Your next challenge is simple. Guide an electric charge to its destination. I hope the varying amounts of pressure don't get to you.
Why? Because getting the true ending of Arkham Knight requires
chimpanzee.
spending an awful lot of time in the company of Batman's categorically
That is
most
a,
irritating villain, the Riddler. And specifically, finding all of his 243 little neon question marks hidden around.
Oh, 243. I sent out way more than that, I meant.
Gotham.
Whoops.
Are you kidding me? The time investment required to find every trophy, even with a guide, is staggering. And all to satisfy the wishes of self-proclaimed genius, the Riddler, who, just for the record, managed to hide Riddler trophies inside Wayne Tower without piecing together Batman's real identity.
A fluke, Detective. A very palpable fluke.
Truly a
Oh my god, Enigma.
Collecting Riddler trophies takes ages, but at least you'll have plenty of time to reflect on how weird it is that the game's proper ending, in which Bruce Wayne seemingly fakes his death in order to rise from the ashes as a new, more hardcore Batman, relies on Bruce poking around hundreds of tiny puzzles looking for little statues. Even weirder is that despite the massive time sink, all of this trophy hunting canonically happens in just one night. A night in which Batman also defeats leagues of iconic villains. Just saying, have you ever seen Batman and Santa in the same room?
Actually, yes. That is some comic.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind.
What's every cut? Wait, that's it? Just watch every cutscene? That shouldn't be too difficult. Oop, hold on folks, we'll be right back. And we're back.
X2 is interesting for a number of reasons. First, it's a direct sequel, which Final Fantasy games don't often bother with, and it has multiple endings. It's also the only Final Fantasy game to share a title with an X-Men movie. That's not a joke, I just think it's interesting.
I'm sorry, what?
Like a lot of games with multiple endings, getting
never
the
mind.
true, or as Final Fantasy X2 calls it, perfect ending, requires finishing the game with 100% completion.
And the winner of the first Sphere Break tournament is... High Summoner Yuna!
Nothing too unusual
Congrats.
there, you might think. But what sets X2 apart from the pack is what the secret mathematics at work behind the scenes choose to count towards completion. Not only every single side quest and minigame and absolutely everything else you can imagine in this gigantic RPG, but every cutscene as well.
Oh, God!
Yeah.
What?
I have to learn to be stronger.
Can't be that
Yeah, that's
bad.
right. Skip a cutscene and you're locked out of the game's true ending, which means you have to watch them all, even this one.
What?
Time completion percentage to
Never
cutscene
mind,
viewing
never
is an
mind.
absolutely wild choice. And while you might well want to watch all the cutscenes on a first playthrough anyway, the fact you can lock yourself out of the best ending by skipping one is bonkers.
Okay, that was
On the plus
impressive.
side, you can at least use these lengthy cutscenes as an opportunity to put the controller down and pop to the kitchen for a cup of tea. Unless, of course, the game happens to get to one of several points at which you have to press X during a cutscene to make some whistling happen and unlock a bonus cutscene.
Wait, but how are you supposed to know that?
There's no clue or prompting at all to suggest when you need to do this, but you'll be locked out of the perfect ending if you miss a whistling opportunity. Like here,
Oh
when main
my
character
God.
Yuna is walking through a flower field. Oh, sorry, what did I miss? Oh no.
Ah, well. Oh yeah, that's right. And yeah, for all of you that probably don't know, the only way of getting the true ending in the show's Wrath is to buy it. I'm not kidding. They literally make it to where you cannot get the true ending of that game unless you go out and buy it. You have to literally buy the DLC so that you can fight the final boss and beat the game, truly.
Really? All over? I don't know. Well, is your wrath gone? I said I don't know.
The video game Asura's Wrath begins with a monster exploding out the core of a planet and doesn't really get more chill from there.
No, it does not. Oh, damn.
In this overwrought, anime-infused beat-em-up, you play as Asura, a demigod who at the start of the game is framed and his wife murdered, leaving him on a quest to save his daughter, with only an unlimited amount of white-hot demigod rage to help him on his way.
Oh, that's still epic looking.
Which does seem quite helpful, to be fair. You might think Asura's planet-cracking anger is the most wrath conceivable, but it is nothing compared with the ire publisher Capcom risked incurring when it decided that the game's exciting finale, Episode 18, A Turn of Events, wouldn't actually be the true ending of the game.
Yep. And there it is.
Instead, if players wanted to see the canonical actual ending to Asura's Wrath, they would have to earn it. For instance, at a job, or by providing goods and services in exchange for money, which can then be used to purchase Asura's Wrath DLC Round 3, Nirvana.
And
$6.99 to be specific, or 560 Microsoft points, which, once transferred into the coffers of Capcom, would let Asura's Wrath owners play 4 all-new chapters that wrapped up the game's story for real. An ending that sees Asura in a climactic fistfight with Chakravartin, the god of Mantra, and finally being able to chill the f*** out.
My wrath is finally...
Huh. Getting a lot of Gurren Lagann ending vibes from this.
At least until DLC Round 4, when Ryu from Street Fighter shows up.
Oh my god.
All yours for only 160 Microsoft points. That's a good deal. Possibly.
No. Oop. Hold on, folks. We'll be right back. And we're back. Delete your saves? Huh. You're going to need to explain yourself, please.
Most games require you to sacrifice time and energy to get the true endings, but Nier Automata asks for something much more profound. The game, a fast-paced
save file
hack-and-slash
itself,
RPG,
it seems,
is also one that asks big questions about the state of being alive, and whether a computer program can ever really understand what that means.
And being alive is pretty much a constant stream of embarrassment.
Yeah, I'd say they've pretty much got it. That clip was from the true ending of Nier Automata, a game with as many endings as there are letters in the Roman alphabet, but the very final, most truest of all is the one called Ending E. Achieved by finishing the game several times over, then commencing a strange dialogue with those 2 robots you just saw over the end credits.
Data is present in stream. Requesting temporary halt to perform data check.
Yes, I guess.
The game then switches into one of its occasional bullet hell sections, with you tasked with destroying the end credits. It's punishingly difficult, but gets easier when, delightfully, data from actual other Nier Automata players comes to your aid.
Oh, hey. Oh, damn it.
At the conclusion of this, the game asks you a difficult question. Would you be willing to sacrifice all of your Nier Automata save data in order to help someone else, the way you were just assisted?
Selecting this option enables you to save someone somewhere in the world. However, in exchange, you will lose all of your save data. Do you still wish to rescue someone, a total stranger, in spite of this?
I mean, after all you've gone through, there's really only one answer you can give to that, right? What's in it for me? The answer is a special title screen you can only get by voluntarily exploding all your Nier Automata save data. You can still technically achieve the E ending if you refuse, but most Nier Automata fans would agree the truest possible ending of the game is this title screen, behind which lies absolutely no save data, but a good deal of inner glow that comes from having helped out a fellow human somewhere in this big wide world.
What is this?
And isn't that what it really means to be alive? The answer is no. It's the constant stream of embarrassment thing. Sorry.
My name is... Huh?
Oh yeah.
My name is Takuto Maruki.
Any qualified
Hello,
counsellor
Maruki.
will have been instructed to adhere to a strict ethical code. But if you want to unlock the true ending of Persona 5 Royal, an enhanced version of Persona 5 featuring a raft of bonus content including several new endings, you'll end up doing a few things that probably transgress the boundaries that should exist between therapist and client. Unless it's
Like
within the
what?
guidelines to have a fistfight with your client in a metaverse formed from the collective unconscious? We're
Only in a
thinking,
video game.
no? Persona 5 Royal's true ending involves one final campaign inside the Mind Palace of Takuto Maruki, your school counsellor brought in to ensure student welfare, who turns out to be a Persona user, creating an alternate reality where everyone's wishes become real.
And I believe you called forth your power like this. Persona.
Why Maruki is doing this and
Ooh.
everything else about him is going to become clear if you pursue this ending, because this ending only unlocks if you take your confidant level with Maruki to a very high state, with a deadline of November 18th in the game's calendar. So if you want that
Okay.
special ending with the
I
boss
guess.
fight and the punch-up that comes after, you'd best be sure to, I guess, grind counselling?
Right.
In one of the weirdest grinds we've ever encountered to unlock an ending, you'll have to do counselling with Maruki whenever you can to deepen your bond. Eventually, you'll end up grabbing meals together, and when you hit a high enough rank, he'll pour his heart out to you in one of your counselling sessions about how his engagement to a woman called Rumi collapsed after her parents were murdered in a home invasion.
Oh, damn. I'm sorry to hear that.
So, maybe we could talk about my end of term paper? Because it's really stressing me out.
Oh, hold on, folks. We'll be right back. And then it's the moon. And we're back. The moon presence. Yeah, if you know the game, you know what you did with those umbilical cords.
Fans of From
You ate
Software's
them.
action RPGs are no strangers to having to do extremely weird things to unlock a specific ending. There's the bit in Elden Ring where you have to talk to a doll, or the bit in Dark Souls 3 where you have to get married.
I'm sorry,
Well,
what?
it's a Dark Souls version of a marriage, at least. Probably no single ending requirement is as weird, though, as the activity required to activate the true ending of Bloodborne. You know, the one where you unlock one final boss fight, after which you turn into a slug.
Aren't you called like
I'd
a
have to
new
read more
Elder
wikis that
God
I'm
or
comfortable
something?
with to find out why that's a good thing. To get this ending, you need to find 3 umbilical cords, like this one, which from the name you could easily mistake for being the 3rd umbilical cord present in the game. But actually, the 3rd refers to the length. This is a 3rd of umbilical cord. And there are 4 of them total in the game, and you need 3. 3 thirds. You might think this is confusing, but don't worry, there's a note you can find that explains everything.
Yeah, it's right there.
Great, that's very clear now. One of the thirds of umbilical cord can be found by simply beating a boss, but the others are much harder to locate, hidden in secret areas or at the end of NPC questlines involving, for instance, a squeaking monster baby.
That is a little annoying.
Spending your time hunting down bits of umbilical cord would be bizarre enough to qualify for a place in this video, but it's actually not finding the cords that's so weird, it's what you have to do with them once you've got them. Place them on an altar? Hand them to an NPC? These are perhaps options that game director Hidetaka Miyazaki considered before slamming his hands down on the desk and shouting, "By God, let's make them eat them!"
Yeah,
That's right, if
you have to consume them.
You've got to not just collect, but consume 3 third umbilical cords from your inventory.
You literally have to go with them.
Do this and you'll unlock the true ending, just so long as you do it before the fight with the final boss. But maybe give it 45 minutes. Let those settle.
And that was the 3rd one.
So those are some of the weirdest things that we all had to do to get the true
Oh, God.
ending. And I hate to break it to you, but I know you're nearly there at the end of the video, but you haven't fully finished this video unless you've subscribed. unless you've left a comment as well, probably like about your favorite entry or a suggestion for another weird thing that you had to do in a video game.
Well, I think that's actually going to be the end of it. Thank you all for reaching the true ending of this video. So, I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below. And I'll see you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.